What's good, guys? Welcome back to another episode of GNG News. So I did live stream this video, but for some reason I can't seem to find it on my channel. So I'm gonna upload this video as how I usually upload videos. So, anyways, today we're here to talk about the two new Pokemon games that are sadly coming to the Nintendo Switch. I didn't think that they were going to be any more DS Pokemon titles. I was very surprised when they made Detective Pikachu, but that was obviously due to the hype of the new movie that's coming out. They've also released a second Detective Pikachu trailer, which we will talk about in another episode of GMT News. Today we're here to talk about Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. Now, couple of things before we get into this. Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield are supposed to be based in the region of the UK. The region is called the Gala region, or the Gala region, whichever you prefer to say. Sword and Shield, to me, judging off these two images, we have an image of what seems to be a wolf. Now, it looks like the exact same wolf if we zoom in on them. They both look exactly the same. Just one is turned to the left, one is turned to the right, and obviously the sword has a sword on the bottom of it with a wolf's head on top of it, and the shield has obviously a shield with a wolf's head on top of the shield. So I reckon these Pokemon are going to be based upon. I reckon the sword Pokemon will have like an amazing special attack, and the shield Pokemon will have like maybe amazing special defense. I have no evidence to back up that claim. That's just something that I'm going off by judging off the image that I see in front of me. This obviously isn't the box art. I don't think the box art will look like this. It'll probably look slightly different. But yeah, so we have Sword and Shield, which are essentially going to be the same game, but with obviously a different legendary that you can obviously catch and slightly different Pokemon that you can catch in one game compared to the other, as what they do in most Pokemon games. For instance, blue and red, there were slightly different Pokemon that you could encounter in either of them. Same with gold and silver, and so on and so forth in the Pokemon franchise. So, Generation 8. Now, let's show you the water, fire, and grass type starter Pokemon that you can get in Generation 8. So, we have Sobble, which is a water type Pokemon, which is a somewhat timid water lizard Pokemon that shoots out attacks as it hides itself in water. We have Scorbunny, which is a rabbit, fire type rabbit, and it's always running, it's bursting with energy. And we have Grookey, which looks like a kind of a chimp, so it's like a grass type chimp Pokemon. So what can I say about these Pokemon? Croaky to me looks like he will become a grass fighting type, because I reckon by the time he gets to his final evolution, he'll be like a big ape. Um, he has a stick in his hair, so maybe he might end up with like a battle stick or something, or several sticks in his like hair or his fur. I don't know. Scorbunny, in the trailer, the only reason why I'm not showing you guys the trailer is I don't want this video to get copyrighted by Nintendo, because I've seen a lot of YouTubers have had their reviews taken down by doing live reactions of the trailer, so hence why I didn't upload my live reaction of the trailer. Scorbunny to me looks like he would essentially become hopefully a fire electric type. We haven't seen this before, but in the trailer, obviously he has like a fire aura around him in a sense, but he runs really fast, so that's to do with speed obviously being due to electricity. So maybe hopefully he'll become a electric fire type. We always end up with fire fighting types, and we had a fire darkness type last, so it would be nice for them to break the mold and obviously give us a fire electric type. And last but not least, we've got Sobble, which is a water type. In the trailer, he becomes invisible like a chameleon. He adapts to his surroundings. He can change his color palette. So I reckon he might evolve maybe into a water mystic or a water ghost type because of that ability. I think it's pretty cool. And out of these three Pokemon, he is my favorite. I always favor normally the water type Pokemon, but this one looks pretty cool compared to the other two. I can't really say a lot about Croaky, apart from what I predicted. They didn't really show too much of him in action in the trailer itself. So we're going to go on about the landscape now. So the landscape itself is called the Gala region. The Gala region, if you look at this region, if you flip this image upside down, it kind of looks like the silhouette or the outlining of the UK. It has been known that apparently this region is based upon the UK. It's called the Gala region. There's many different areas, as you can see up here. We have some mountains, we have caves, we have hilltops, and coming down here we have lots of fields and valleys. And there's obviously two big cities as well. One is reminiscent of, so this one here is reminiscent of London. sorry, this one here, this big bell tower right there, it looks similar to Big Ben. Also, there's a monorail that runs throughout the game, so I reckon that'll probably be a mode of transport in this game. We get to see a grass type gym as well, which could possibly be the first gym. There are no games consoles in your room as well, which was a bit strange. So in most mainline Pokemon games, if you go to your room, which is like the house, like in the house that you live in, you normally see a games console. So depending on what year it is, whatever games console is out, so like a Nintendo 64, a Wii, a Wii U, or whatever it might be, a Game Boy, a GameCube or something, you'll normally have a games console in your room. But in the trailer, there wasn't a games console in the room, so I thought that was a bit strange. Another new addition that's they've added in, which they've kind of, it's kind of a throwback to auras, so Pokemon Alpha Sapphire or Pokemon Omega Ruby, is the creeping mode that you can do in the grass. So what you could do in Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby was you could creep in the grass, and if you had your Dex nav, it would tell you what Pokemon was near you, and you could basically creep up on certain Pokemon that had abilities or held items or like high level and stuff like that. And it's also a way that you could shiny hunt Pokemon. So maybe there will be some sort of form of shiny hunting in this game. Whether or not this is like just something that they've done for the trailer, I don't know. Like I said, this is the first trailer they've revealed. They normally do like a couple of trailers before the game comes out. I know the game will be out in November as well. And I also know that they're going to be distributing free Pokemon for Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu, just like how they did in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, Sun and Moon, where they did all the distributions for the legendary Pokemon before they brought out Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. Also, I can still get hold of them codes, so go and watch my previous videos if you want to see some free Pokemon codes. Another thing that they also added in was wild Pokemon battles. You see in the trailer that a Minccino attacks you, so you will get wild Pokemon in battles. I didn't see any following Pokemon. So what I mean by this is in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, you had your Pokemon that would walk around and follow you. I didn't see that in this trailer, but like I said, it's not a very long trailer. They might not have added that in yet, or they might not want to reveal that yet. I reckon when we get more trailers, we'll have more information obviously revealed to us. There's several generations in this game, obviously, and you get to see 3 new Pokemon, which are the starter type Pokemon. You don't see any other Pokemon from Generation 8 in this trailer, so it makes me wonder how many Pokemon are we going to get. For instance, in Ultra Sun and Sun and Moon, we got the Alolan forms. We got like Gen 7 and Gen 1, and that was pretty much it. You didn't really get any other gens in between that. So I don't know how many generations we're going to see in this game. It might just be Generation 8, Generation 1, and like a few favorites maybe. I don't know. It would be cool if we had from like Gen 1 to Gen 8, but I think that would make the game a bit too long and people would probably get a bit bored of catching, like trying to just catch them all in a sense. But it's nice to see that we had 3 new additions, obviously seeing the starter type Pokemon. We didn't see any other Pokemon. We see a stadium, which looks like a football stadium, which maybe we could see some football mode maybe incorporated into this game, as football obviously has a very big impact in the UK. And the other thing I thought as well when we've seen the stadium is maybe there's some like Pokemon Stadium battle or something like reminiscent of the Nintendo 64 days. I would really like to see that. If that is true, I'd be so happy. Another thing as well, you get a football kit as like an outfit. When you're in the stadium, you're wearing a football kit, so I guess maybe you'll end up getting given that as an item maybe. There's a weird crop field as well. I've been looking on this map to see if I can see it from above, but unfortunately I can't. But in the trailer, and I will link the trailer in the description down below, there's like a weird sort of crop circle. And there's like 2 silhouettes of these 2 strange looking, maybe they're Pokemon. It could just be an Easter egg towards like aliens or something. You never know. It could be the legendaries of the game. They look really strange. Go and check out the trailer for yourself and make your own opinion. And as I said earlier, we get to see you as the player in a football kit. So it seems that football has some sort of significance in this game. Scorbunny, like I said, I reckon could possibly become a fire electric type Pokemon due to its yellow coloring also on its body. That was another thing that I missed out earlier. Sorry, guys, I'm reading off my notes. I have quite a few notes here. But yeah, that's all that we pretty much got to see. There's the same animation for Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee for when you catch Pokemon. I think this was just a quick mock-up. I don't think it's going to be like the final, final design for the game in a sense. But yeah, so as you can see from here, this is basically all we've been given at the moment to look at is Pokemon Sword, Pokemon Shield, and obviously the trailer itself. These are the starter Pokemon that you get. There wasn't really much to say. You get to see birds in the game, so there's obviously going to be flying Pokemon. One thing I'd really like them to do, I'd love it if they added in the ability to fly, but like how you did in Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby, where you could fly on your Latias or Latios above the actual region and see all of the region. I think that'd be pretty cool. I don't really have any much more information to go off from than obviously what I seen in this trailer. But yeah, that's all I've been able to make out of this. And obviously with it being the UK, the other thing that I got to see was there was different areas. So we got to see weather changes such as wind, there was snow, there was sun. I'd like to know which region is which. I think the snowy sort of region will probably be like more towards either Scotland or Wales, but it just looks cool, and I'm really glad that they've actually done the UK. I've been a big fan of Pokemon for like over 20 years now, and I've always wanted them to do a game in the UK, and the fact that they finally have, I think this is going to be the thing that pushes me over the edge to actually go and get a Nintendo Switch. I know it's coming out in November. I don't know the exact date yet. If I do find out the date of when it is coming out, I will let you guys know as soon as possible. Like I said, 100%, I know that they're going to be giving away free I don't know if they're legendary, but free Pokemon for Nintendo Switch for Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee just before this game is released, up and towards the hype of when the game obviously comes out. They did the same thing with Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, Sun and Moon when obviously Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee came out. Also in Pokemon Go right now, you can catch yourself a Pikachu with a flower in its ear or an Eevee with a flower in its ear. These are special event Pokemon. Kanto Pokemon are obviously appearing a lot often compared to how they normally do, and some shiny Pokemon as well. One being a shiny Pidgey, I believe, are now appearing more often in Pokemon Go. And if you want to add me up in Pokemon Go, you can do so. But thank you once again for watching another episode of G&G News. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on post notifications if you haven't done already. You can like this video if you think it deserves a like. You can share it with your friends if you want other people to see this. You could leave a comment in the comment section down below if there's anything you want me to do in the next episode of G&G News, and I'll be sure to oblige. The other thing that also has come to mind with these two Pokemon being called Sword and Shield in the UK, like thousands of years ago, there was obviously what's it called? Like in the medieval times and all that stuff, like hundreds of years ago, there was like great battles and stuff. So I think there might be some sort of great battle maybe incorporated into the Pokemon lore of this game. If there is, I think that'd be pretty cool. But like I said, guys, I'm just trying to come up with as many ideas as I possibly can. If some of them end up being right, I'll be over the moon. If I end up being wrong, then I end up being wrong. But at the end of the day, I can't predict a game until it's actually out and I have more evidence to go on. I've just gone off everything that I've seen online and every vlog and whatever else, and every little bit of information I've tried to compile together myself as well. So yeah, I hope this was a in-depth breakdown of the Pokemon Sword and Shield trailer, which is up on the official Nintendo YouTube channel. Go and check it out and let me know what you think of the game and whether you're going to be getting Pokemon Sword or Pokemon Shield, and if you have a Nintendo Switch, and whether you're going to get a Nintendo Switch just to play these games. They haven't said anything yet about pre-orders or anything, but I reckon there'll be some sort of pre-order exclusive at game, as there normally is, where there'll probably be like some sort of special edition. I don't know. I reckon they'll probably do a Nintendo Switch Sword and Shield special edition as well, like they did with Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, but only time will tell. Thank you again once for watching another episode of G&G News. I've been G&G News. You guys have been my audience. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. I have enjoyed making this for you. It took me a couple of hours to compile all this information together, but I'm glad that I was able to give you guys a informative breakdown of the trailer of the new two Pokemon games, Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield for Nintendo Switch. I'll see you all soon. Have a good evening, and I'll be back playing Pokemon Moon in my next video.